Well, good morning and welcome to the program this morning. Of course, it is a great day to be alive. Watch me. It's a real great day to be alive. In the land of the living, that is a good thing. Some people, much people fighting up just to stay alive. So you, especially if you're listening and watching the program, it means that things good with you. At least you have life, and most likely I doubt you're watching us or listening us from the hospital, right? So it means that you are in a good place. You are alive, and that is a lot to give God thanks for. So welcome to the program. I have new guests, and because we have a lot to talk about this morning, I am not going to interfere with anybody this morning, only the guests. So I have two new friends. One face is not unfamiliar to us. She has been here before. We, in the capacity of the marketing person, the marketing officer for the NTA. Yeah. So those of you who have been flowing with that, of course, Kay is with us. So Kay is to my extended right.
Yes.
Yes. I have to make sure that I'm not dyslexic.
Extended right, yes.
And to my immediate right, I have with me Miss Lystra Walters. So, good morning, ladies, and welcome to the program. It is wonderful to have you all this morning. Lystra, I like your smile. I was there trying to figure out your age, because I know, don't tell us, you don't have to tell us. That was not, to tell us. It's just that I'm there and I'm like, she looking young, but then I see a few grays like me, and I say, all right, she may be trying to cover them like how I just cover them.
I do like cover them a lot.
So I'm not going to do that to you, but I have a feeling that you are much younger than you might be. So, moving on. I do like to tease my guests just a little bit. So, welcome again, and thank you, Thank you very much for coming. For those of you who are viewing and listening this morning, we are talking about some stuff that is happening at the Methodist community, and that's okay if I made a little mistake. You know what? Because this is a CCG. And of course, you know that the Methodist community is part of the CCG, right? So for those of you who follow or know much about the CCG, you know for sure that the CCG has member churches. The Methodist Church has been, my goodness, and a member from the beginning of the CCG. And the Methodist community is celebrating 125 years this year. I didn't even know it was that much.
Well, actually, I'll clarify that.
Please do. As I saw inside of the information.
The Methodist community in Grenada, we have 8 churches.
Right.
So actually, my church, our church, which is the Bethel Methodist Church in St. Paul's,
right,
is celebrating 125 years.
So you're telling me that
the church opened its door in 1899. So we actually have a church, the first church in Grenada, the first chapel that was built, as the St. George's Chapel is much older than that
still?
Yes, they are around 200 years old, because they were built in 1823, between 1823 and 1825. The Methodist Church in St. George's, I don't want to give you it exact, but between 1823 and 1825, it opened its doors. So I think last year or somewhere there they celebrated, I believe, 200 years or something.
Oh my
like
gosh!
That.
No,
Yes.
when you celebrate that amount of time in ministry and impacting community, that's a lot.
Yeah, and you said you made you almost tripped on your tongue and to say Anglican, but the Anglicans are brothers and sisters, because the Methodist Church, if you read about the Methodist Church history,
yes,
we came out of the Anglican faith.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The founder, John Wesley and Charles Wesley of the Methodist faith, they were Anglicans. They were Anglican parsons. They were Anglican reverends. They preached. I don't think even at their death that they had actually left the Anglican church.
Right.
So yeah, the Methodist movement came out of the Anglican movement in Great Britain back in the early 1700s. And Methodism first got to Grenada in 1791 from Antigua. I know a lot about Methodist history. I researched it.
That's good.
They first came to Grenada in 1791 through a gentleman called John Baxter. He was a colored man, and he was in a working class, like doing stuff like blacksmith and so on like that.
Right.
And so the Methodist Church, when it first started in Grenada, was among slave community.
Right.
So that is why we are unique, and you will find that we have a few schools. We have the St. Andrew's Methodist School, we have Wesley College Secondary School, St. George's Methodist, Woburn Methodist School, Constantine Methodist, because that was one of the things that the Methodist community did, was to provide education for the black children and the slave children and the children who had just come out of slavery and so on.
Okay.
So it first, and I guess that is why you would we have a congregation in Constantine area, because there was an estate, and it was an area where there were slaves. And also in Woburn, there was an estate there. So a community, they formed small, it started with small groups, small classes that met, as, first as slaves and then as freed people.
Right.
And also in the Grenville area, the St. James area, the rural communities as well. And then, of course, you had, because the gentleman who first came was based in St. George's, you had the first group started in a house in St. George's area, and that is how you ended up with the St. George's Chapel. Then we had how the Bethel group started. Now we started a bit later, 1899. Our church was built, and there were some Methodists who came from Barbados and settled in the St. Paul's area.
Right.
And so they were already practicing Methodists in Barbados, and they wanted to form their own community here. At the time when they settled, there was only one other congregation or church or denomination, if you call that, in the St. Paul's area, and that was the Anglicans. So the Anglicans were there first. When back in those days, it was the Anglicans and Catholics.
Yes.
The Anglicans come in when the British colonized Grenada, and then the Catholics were here, the Roman Catholics, through the French occupation of the island.
Yeah.
So that is how it started. And so the Methodist community, and actually an Anglican was the one who gave the money and so on, and family who gave money to purchase the lands where the church is right now. So a couple of years ago, we have celebrated anniversaries a few times. We celebrated in 1999 our 100th anniversary.
Right.
We celebrated 5 years ago our 120th. We thought it was a big thing. And now we're celebrating our 125th.
Yeah.
We're celebrating our 125th. So our theme for the year, because we've always been a community church, if you speak to anybody in St. Paul's area, they will tell you, any grown person, that they attended Sunday school at the Methodist Church. They will tell you they attended cantatas, they even came to church, they participated in so many things, the youngsters. So it was a church that embraced children a lot in terms of the Sunday school. We had a very active, everybody back in the early days of the last century, right after the church was formed and everything, between 1900 to about maybe 1970 something, before the introduction of television and other active things in our lives, Sunday school was a big thing on a Sunday. So all kids went to Sunday school. And because it was only, two churches, the Anglicans and the, I don't think the Roman Catholics were there as yet, and the Methodists. And then the Roman Catholics came, and other churches started coming. But our Sunday school was big. It was something where parents sent all their children on a Sunday evening. So it always has a history of being a community church. And you'll find many grown-ups right now who say they attended.
At some point.
So our anniversary focus this year, our theme this year is celebrating 125 years of faithful Christian witness with renewed hope for the future in our community. And so we launched our activities since last year, October, because October is the month for the anniversary.
Okay.
So we launched it last year with a special service. We unveiled our theme. Then we went on to we wanted to do some activities, but we had no money. So we decided to have a breakfast just before Christmas to get some seed money so we could, buy memorabilia, do different things and so on. And so we had a breakfast. And then we went on in March to have a public forum on mental health.
Right.
Then we had our Harvest Festival, and the theme and the focus of the Harvest Festival. Harvest Festival is like where we showcase the talent in the church. We bring our gifts, and our gifts are our talents. So we put on like a kind of cantata, in the afternoon of harvest.
1 minute. You mentioned this word cantata before, but I'm sure that some persons may have heard the word. Well, what exactly
it's really
that?
about
Is that
singing
a Methodist
and
thing?
It's singing and performing.
But is it a Methodist thing?
I'm not
or
sure.
Not necessarily?
It's just a word that is used for a performance that involves singing and so on. So it could be used by anyone, I believe, in the musical industry. I don't think it's a Methodist. No, it's not a Methodist word at all.
Okay.
So we had people, the kids perform, we had adults perform. Everybody showcased their talents in different ways, and it was based on our theme. And we even did a play down memory lane where we kind of reenacted our Sunday school from back in the day. And so that was an interesting thing. Then we recently had our annual fair, which is a fair, and we tried to, again, to focus on the anniversary, to make sure the anniversary was front and center of that. We are planning another public, so the first mental health forum, that's a topical thing. So we had a discussion on that. That was very well attended. We had Father Roland Mack of the Anglican Church. So like I said, we incorporate with others. Yeah. And we had Miss Nicole B. Johnson James, who is a clinical psychologist, come to talk and to look at, to share with us information on the symptoms of mental health, how it affects families, how we as a church can respond, how we can support people with mental health issues, how we can recognize mental health issues. So this was a very good forum, and we're planning to have another one in September or October. We have come up with a topic, but I will not share it here now because we need to get some clearance on it, because we are having, as you know, a new superintendent in September, October. So while we got clearance from the former superintendent, we need clearance from the new one. So we are hoping to have that maybe in early October, another public forum that we can invite the entire public and the entire community to be part of, to discuss some issue that is very topical to the country at this time. And so that is one of our activities that we've planned as well. We've planned, what we are here to talk about today is another activity that we have planned to incorporate our community and to outreach to our community, to remind them of that community base that we had years ago when we were the church that every kid came to for Sunday school and so on. So it's an outreach, and we're keeping it local. And we wanted to let the focus be on St. Paul's and locally made St. Paul's products, locally made agro-processed, manufactured goods, talent, services, everything from our area to showcase our people, whether it's in our church or just locally from other churches or the community in general. We are going to have some other activities. We are planning to put together a booklet to highlight our history. We're planning to have a special service in October where we're going to feature and honor members and all of that. We're planning to also have a concert at the end of the year.
So it's a packed year.
Very packed.
Okay,
yes.
So let us just go back just a little bit. Ms. Walters, you are on the committee, or the chair of the committee for the actual Made in St. Paul's, which is the main activity that we'll be talking about in more detail and how persons can get involved in that activity. Right. But seeing that, because as I said, we want to go back just a little bit, seeing that the Methodist community was here generally from since, as you say, more than maybe about 200 years now, we are focusing, that's just for clarity, we are focusing on St. Paul's. This year that we're talking about is really the St. Paul's Bethel Church focus.
Yes.
But the other Methodist communities will obviously be involved. But it's just that the push is from St. Paul's. Is that the case? I just want to make it clear.
It's our church's anniversary.
Right.
We have planned the activities. What we have done is invite the other churches to participate.
So Bethel's activity.
Yes.
That's what I just wanted to get
we have invited them to either attend or participate. So everything we have, we invite them to participate. In the mental health forum, one of the speakers came from the Woburn Methodist Church.
Right.
We are having participants at this function who are coming from other Methodist churches, and Lystra will go into that a little more. So we have invited them to participate. We have invited them to attend, but it's our event.
Right. So this is okay. All right. Great. So because it's just that you packed us with a lot of information. So just so going back just a little bit, as it relates to I just want to go back a little bit to what you mentioned about last year's service. So it is this year that the actual anniversary is,
yes.
but you launched it last year with
yes.
the
So
service.
so we can have one whole year of activities.
Excellent. All right, great. So we could just hear a little bit from Lystra as it relates to the Made in St. Paul. Yes, I almost said Made in Grenada because, of course, I'm remembering some of the things that you shared would be there. It looks like a Made in Grenada, but definitely Made in St. Paul. So let's talk a little bit about that.
So it's going to take place on the 31st of August, which is next week Saturday, and it goes from 10 in the morning to 7 p.m.
Ooh, whole day.
So it's whole day. You have and a lot of vendors we're looking forward to. And we're also looking forward to the community coming out and supporting the vendors on that day. So we have persons that will be doing art and craft. We have persons that are doing soaps, skincare, bags. There will also be face painting for children.
Right.
So we ask that the children come out and have
So
fun
that's right at Bethel.
at the Bethel Hall,
Church.
Manos Memorial Hall.
Okay.
Yes.
Right in St. Paul's.
In St. Paul's.
Okay. So you mentioned the vendors. So vendors are coming from anywhere or only St. Paul's?
Well, we're mostly focusing on St. Paul's, but we opening it up to some persons on, communities, in
On
the
the verge.
on the
On the
verge of
right.
St.
St.
Paul's.
Water.
Yes.
Maybe just
Yes.
right.
Surrounding
Okay.
communities.
And also, as Kay mentioned, we also have some persons from our church, which lives in other communities, but they
Right.
can come and
Right.
and vend also on that day.
Okay. So
Yes.
it's not open to just the general public to come and vend.
No.
we were
Right.
just-
That's what I'm saying.
registered.
We want to
Yeah.
make that clear because somebody might be listening and is like, okay,
Persons
I
have
want
to
to get
register
involved.
in
Yes.
it.
So let's
Persons have
talk
to
about that. Give us
register
the
in
information.
advance.
So-
well, then that's already a little bit because it's next week.
It's next
God's
week. We
will.
still, have
Open.
be open for
A few
persons
more.
registers. Yes, but
Okay.
not. Yes, we still have a few spaces.
All right.
Yeah.
So then share with us for persons who might be interested. Yeah, go right
So
ahead. Let's talk about
they
that.
can
How get
contact me.
involved.
Call me at 406-5672, Lystra Walters, and I will give them the documents that they will need to fill out, and then we'll go from there. There is a fee of $50 for a table and 2 chairs, and then we ask them to come up an hour before it starts to set up.
Okay.
Yes.
So each person more or less will have their own that table and is
Yes.
already a little booth.
It's a little booth.
Right. Interesting. Okay. So
And the fee is nominal. It's basically
yes.
just to
You're
cover.
certainly making more
It's just
than
to
that.
cover. It's just to cover. The fee to us, I mean, is nominal because it's just to cover our expenses, like in
course.
terms of cleaning
Oh, yes.
and like some advertisement and so. But basically, it's a marketplace for the persons who are vending. So the money is there.
I was just about you asked. You
Like I
answered the
said,
question
it's a
before.
community outreach. It's not a
yeah.
church fundraiser.
And
that is
there is
good.
an entrance fee of $2.
For
A
right.
minimum.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
and that's just
Persons
the
can
Yeah.
give more
Yeah.
if they so desire.
But of course.
As the Bible says, as your heart,
Correct is right.
as your heart, as you feel in your heart, you give. But the basic is $2
Okay.
to enter. And we are
Can't go
also
wrong with
hoping
that.
to have a small art and craft exhibition.
Yes.
We have 2 members of our church who are committed to this as of now, and we don't know how many other people will be involved in it. But 2 members of the Bethel Methodist, we have a lot of talented people in our church. Lystra herself is very talented.
Yes, I'll be one
She
of
is
the
in
vendors.
she's in all of everything that is around Grenada, the made in Grenada and things. She does handcrafts, earrings, bags, all kinds of stuff.
And you
So
did
we
not
have to-
put on an airing today, Lystra?
And we have.
Anyway, we are going to have to showcase that.
We should have done that because I have bought some of her necklaces, her bags, her earrings, all kinds of stuff.
We
My
can
house
tell
is full of them.
We can tell the folks to look forward to that. Maybe
Yes.
the next time we come,
And
we
we
chat
have
about
some
how it
good,
goes.
we have
Yeah.
some
How it
good
went,
artists
rather.
as well. So 2 of our members will be putting up
Yes,
their
their
paintings and so on and so on.
Nice.
Others will be making drinks and pastries. Some are very good in the garden, so there'll be plants, lots of plants on
On
sale.
sale. Right,
Yes.
right. Oh,
So So it's going to be a fun thing. And plus we're going to have some entertainment. We're hoping we can get some artists. We're not sure yet. We're going to have the steel pan because that's a authentic made in St. Paul. And we're going to have
Comancheros is a St. Paul's thing.
Yes, and then we're going to have the DJ music. And the DJ is in-house to one of our members again. So it's not much is going outside at all. And when I say outside, not even to the community, the church itself. We're pulling all of the resources from Bethel Methodist Church itself. The drinks, lots of things, some of the eats, same members,
On that day, though, I mean, I know it's a fun day, but especially as you had mentioned, the fact that you had a focus on mental health a little while ago, and then, of course, coming up in the near future, would there be the possibility of persons being able to get that kind of maybe support? I know sometimes you have those big activities, and sometimes people come to seemingly to have fun, but we know a lot is going on up there, and sometimes because you mentioned outreach and as a church thing, there might be people who are coming and they have their stuff, a lot going on. Sometimes people come to ease up their brain,
but I hadn't thought of it, but now that you said it, I will reach out and see if I can get some leaflets and brochures, because we will have an anniversary booth or anniversary. We have bags that were designed by her and printed at Deco Industries. So we have anniversary bags, and we have some other memorabilia that we will be selling. We members of our church do things like candles and
crochet
lips, what they call lip gloss, and so we have a youngster, like a young adult. She's not, I don't think she's 21 as yet.
A&E Studios.
She does all kinds of stuff like that. So they will be having a booth as well.
So on the stream, you guys, as we're talking about this, you are going to see, I'm sure that you are seeing now, some of the stuff that Lystra and some of the folks made. So what you are seeing in the background now as we're talking is stuff that, some of the stuff that will be showcased on the program, on the day, which is next Saturday, God's will. So here, you only have 1 week to organize it. Those of you who want to be a part of it and you're in the St. Paul's area, or you could squeeze in if you're from not tongue proper. But once you reach up by Parade Day and you find you're ready to, you could give them a call. Remind us of the number again.
406-5672.
All right, let's take a quick break and we are going to be right back. When we return, we are going to just talk about some other things that the Methodist community is doing, and we'll get back to you. Let's take a break.
From Dover, we went up to Top Hill to see the Church of St. Margaret Mary Alcock, and this is how we found it, on the ground. The bishop here is looking at the church. The roof was peeled off and thrown over almost onto the home next door to the church. So there are 6 churches on the island of Carriacou. We were able to visit 5 of them. We didn't get to see, time did not allow us to visit the Church of St. Lawrence in Harvey Vale. And we were unable to make the crossing to Petit Martinique because the weather was not good and the small jetty at Petit Martinique had been damaged, and we would not have been able to go ashore on the big jetty because it was much too high for the boat, for Mr. Clinton Bailey's boat. So this is how we leave. This is what we see. This was our experience on the island of Carriacou on the Friday, the 12th of July, 2024. If you would like to contribute towards the reconstruction of homes and churches on the islands of Petit Martinique and Carriacou, please send your contribution in one of the following. May God abundantly bless you.
All right, well, we are back thank you very much for staying with us. For those of you who may have just joined the program, I am chatting this morning with Kay, Julien and Lystra Walters from the Bethel Methodist Church in St. Paul's. Bethel Methodist Church is everybody knows Bethel Methodist Church. If you want a landmark in St. Paul's, just say after you pass the Bethel Methodist Church. It's right, everybody knows it. So, we are talking about the 125th anniversary celebration as a church community in St. Paul's, and there is going to be a program next whole day of expo next week, Saturday, God's willing, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. whole day. So those of you just catching us, this is what we are talking about this morning, and we are asking us as a Christian community, as community on the whole, let's just go and support. And please, I beg, don't support with your hands swinging, because the money is not for the church. We're not here begging for the Methodist Church. We are here just reaching out into the community. So we're saying, if you're reaching out into the community, come out. All right, so we, just before the break, I mentioned that, Kay mentioned that Lystra is an artist. Not just an artist, this girl is good. So, I'm accustomed seeing a whole lot of beads earring in Grenada. And I mean, hey, don't get me wrong, I didn't mean that anything wrong with beads earring. I'm just saying, we tend to see a lot of those, right? My daughter actually does a lot of painting too. She uses a lot of canvas, well, big murals and so. So, I am very intrigued by this, because it's canvas.
Yes.
So, and I like them. You don't mind if I try it on now? I find it will look, when they go into the black and white,
Yes.
So we're expecting to see you at the
Of course, I have to. Well, once and I think out.
Nice.
I think I do the other side. Yeah. So you see, and then, you make me sweat there just so. And then, let me just model the thing for you one time, girl. All right, and then
50.
I have the Grenada 50, so we're not forgetting anniversary. I'll keep this one
The 50th anniversary.
50th anniversary for Grenada independence. So here we go. So I have on this one, and it's not going to borrow my clothes at all. So there we go. Ooh! All right, I think you just lost those two pairs. I'll have to purchase those. I like them. No, it should look really nice. So this is gone.
Yes. Right.
Right. So we settled that. Let me put away my little costume jewelry and let me hide that. This is not. When we have made in Grenada and made right there in St. Paul, why should I? You know how much I pay for this thing, girl? But anyhow, I won't tell you. So we have this one, and then you have some more goodies. Come bring them out. You made this. Well, I can't open the girl post on the TV, but
it's
so
a very nice
tell us
color.
about this one. What is this one made out of?
It's canvas, hand painted.
Seriously?
Yes.
So you sew in and thing as well?
I sew in, I do everything.
Cute.
I hand paint it and then I sew it.
And
that
I
is why-
going in land and biting all the
You see
time.
why she was chosen to be the chairperson
I
of the Made in
see.
St. Paul's Expo?
Ooh, nice. And then it's all the interior is really
Yes.
good. Okay, so around how much so this will be sold for?
This one is 55.
Good price.
Good price.
I'm telling you,
And
you're not
cheaper
killing
than I
people
guess,
for-
And
okay?
it's cheap.
If you're going to duty free,
I
and
agree.
so it's all 100
No,
and
no,
change
we
you
know
have to
that.
pay.
No,
So you know some people can
and a
say,
lot of
oh, it's
different colors.
expensive, but we don't like to support local, and that is what the Made in St. Paul's is about.
Yes.
Supporting our local talent. We will go to a store and buy something for 100, and this will last you long.
Oh, yeah,
Because
because
she has
canvas.
given me some. I have some. What you made the necklaces
Choker.
from the same
Choker.
canvas.
Yes.
That
Oh,
I've had.
so you specializing in canvas then?
Yes.
Listen, that
Wow.
I have had.
Fabric lasts a long
That
time.
I
I
had
know.
probably since 2017 or 2018, somewhere there, or even longer, and they're still in good condition. And I've bought guest bags and whatever that have fallen apart since then.
Like it. Yes, for real. Don't ask for the handle. Oh, let's not start. with
Yes,
the
my
handle.
handles. I have one right
That's
now.
why I started
It's in
making them.
pieces.
Listen to me. I mean,
It's in pieces.
we're not I'm not advertising for is Huggins or Hubbards that does do land.
I don't know.
One of them. This is not advertisement for land, but who knows? Maybe somebody from land watching and they might sponsor the program. But anyhow, That is why we buy land bag, because it lasts you
Last year.
a long time.
Yes.
But when we have a local, with all due respect to land, that's good because it lasts a long time. That's why I buy it. But when you have local, and I mean, I know what canvas can give. Canvas does last. And you just have to wipe it.
Yes.
And it's hand painted. So how you going wrong? Okay, you have more thing. So this is, so you see the kind of thing that you all come in and get. Bring out more thing.
Okay, I
So
have-
you have, you see, she pulling them out like Santa Claus.
Water bottle.
Okay. I usually crochet some. You know how to crochet?
Listen,
But you see,
you
I'm
made
not
that
living in
yourself?
St.
Yes, I did.
Paul's.
Oh my gosh.
I
I didn't even know
love-
that. Water bottle have
So this is
case. I
canvas
need a
too?
case.
No, that's leatherette.
So leatherette, 473. You seeing? Okay, just that we know.
And Lystra, how much is that? I have to get my,
70.
I have to get
No,
my
it
money
is
set
good.
aside.
Yeah, we need to come. All right. So as much as the thing reasonable, it's not cheap thing because it's not old thing. All right. So work with money in all your pocket. But anyway, so you have this. You know what? It's a pity, girl, because I just crocheted. I came up with this idea. Actually, this was for my husband, because he's always saying, well, actually, I'm always saying, you're tired when you're taking all the kitchen towel in the kitchen. So I crocheted his water bottle thingy, and he goes with it and he keeps it for the
So
day.
then you should be a
I
vendor
wonder,
too.
well, I don't know if I could be a whole vendor, but I could certainly crochet a few.
Yeah,
But
bring
this
some of your-
one,
bring-
because you have both.
If you have
Yes.
stuff that we could exhibit,
Well,
we
let's
can
talk
exhibit.
about it. No, that'll be
We have
good,
an exhibition
because I'm
table.
at
We have
least an
a section
exhibition.
where we will be doing
I
exhibitions.
find so maybe the CCG.
We need to find out if you have roots in St. Paul's. What connection?
Actually, I do. I lived, no, for real. I lived in St. Paul's. Now you're going with my business and things, but that's all right. No problem. Ring grenade. Everybody businesses are everybody. So I lived in St. Paul's for most of my life, for real. I grew up for the first few years of my life in Windsor Forest. But here, this little tale. I went to Bethel Church.
Oh.
You did?
You see, now
And
that
you
we
sit down here.
well, you see, now that we're reaching people business, why not? We could stay a little while longer. So watch this, and just get qualified. Actually, I forgot. So let me just give you a quick story. You see, right in front of Bethel Church, you have the wall house. It was there for quite a while, right on the opposite side of Bethel. I'm trying to remember
And
the
then you
old
see a wooden house next
right,
to it.
but I'm
Yes.
trying to remember the people name who were there. But anyhow, but I know there. But when I was a little, they told me I was about 2.5. So we used to live. You see, there is a little. There is a hill behind Bethel Church, up on top of the hill there. So we used to live there when I was a little girl. And my mom and they said to me, oh, by the way, don't worry. I just give you a little story. We'll show you another thing that she's making just now. So my mother told me, you see this little mark I have on my hand here? You see this cut? So, Papa, apparently I was always very feisty. And they were making wine and thing, just make that home. And apparently I took a bottle, but it broke and I got. But that's only one part of the story. The next story, I don't know what happened with me and St. Paul's, but they used to go to work with your parents sometimes. In those days, not daycare. They dressed me, and I had, you remember, a long time they used to talk about your 5 roses bag. So they dressed me and they put the bag there. So I knew as a child apparently that once they dressed me and put me there, it's time to go. I took my bag with my dressed self, left the house and went down by the church waiting for bus. They looked everywhere. Seriously. They looked everywhere, and until they came down, well, of course, looking all over the village, and heard somebody saying, anybody lose a child? Anybody lost a child? Because I crossed the road from my Bethel Church, and it's standing there waiting to take the bus to go. So yes, I was a part
You had
of the
stories
Bethel
from a long time ago.
Oh yes. So here what? It looked like if my booth will be there close to Lystra's booth, because we have this to buy and we have crochet to buy, and I see you have a big tote bag there, because you see, remember we're not getting plastic bag in the supermarket anymore. So now we have, put it up, a whole bag. So also, is this
Canvas. This is canvas,
No.
and this is.
so it's not a set. I thought it was a set. But it's a different color.
It's a different color, but it's the same pattern. Yes.
I like
So this is made
it.
of what?
This is another form of a canvas. Yes, but this
Wow.
is a
But this,
cotton
watch me, this ain't finishing except a fire take it, you know. And that's the idea. It will last a while. No. It's really durable. And we're not saying this just because it's on TV and we're trying to promote. We're promoting because it's a good thing we have promoted. So, next week, Saturday, God's willing, from 10 and you have the whole day, you could do all your business and pop in for at least 2 hours. But don't come in with your... Well, actually,
We have to
maybe
pray
you
for
could
no
put
rain
aside.
because when we were driving here, she said there's the forecast has rain. So we have to pray for since now for it to go away.
Don't worry.
No, man.
Coming out still.
God is
Yes.
coming on still.
It's
Listen
coming
to
on
me,
still,
man.
and people
If it
will
was
come out.
carnival, it was going on.
It's going
So it's
on.
going on still. God business going on still. All right, well, Lord have mercy. All they get me excited there. You see, it's the product. Is the product.
So we hope that when people come, they get to meet us. They will know that our church exists.
Yes.
That we are there in the community. That I mean, like I said, we had the mental health forum before, which is a topical thing. That we are, that there's this whole thing that traditional churches are dying out and so on and so on and so on. So that we are functioning. That we're not a big church, but we are functioning. We are doing what we are doing. We are serving God.
Yes.
And we are
And impacting the
outreaching to
community.
our community.
That
you know,
is good.
another thing that we're hoping to do for anniversary, we haven't really discussed and put it in place, is to maybe have a Saturday when we do some outreach, like prepare meals and give out to the homeless or the indigent or the old. And so we've done it in the past.
Right.
And so it wouldn't be a hard thing to do again. But it could be something that we can do as part of our anniversary. But I like the idea of the giving out or having mental health. So we'll see if we can get some brochures and
It
so.
will be good. It will
So
be
I'll
good.
work on that today to
Yeah,
see if we can get, because we are going to have a booth, so we'll have information there on our church and
course.
all of that as part of it. Yes.
Wow. Okay, well, as I said, we have a lot in store. Oh, definitely we can't come for the whole day and not have things to eat.
Yes.
So there
a
will
lot
be
of
booths with
we
things
have,
on sale, yeah?
Yes.
Okay,
So we
good.
have,
Some of the-
For
some of it,
eating, I mean, eating stuff.
we have Kiki's signature treats from
What is that?
Lavery. Kiki's.
Oh, you
signature-
said Kiki and I thought it was a delicacy. I'm
No,
like,
that's
what
the
is
name
a
of the
Kiki?
business. Kiki's signature
Right.
treats, and she have cakes,
Okay.
cheesecakes, and snack boxes, and
Nice.
so on.
So we got it all.
I think
But you have
so.
solid
May-
food there. Oil and thing.
No,
well,
no.
no.
Well, the whole day people come in.
Well, no oil dung, but we have persons with like, so somebody tell me pigfoot and
Of course. That is
and
a
corn
signature.
and, yes.
And Roger, they right there by the bed with the barbecue. I don't know if Roger coming over, but okay. Well, definitely, it's going to be a packed day, and we are going to support. I know for sure that once I'm in Union, I know I'm supposed to have Passover to go in Carriacou, but I don't know how that will work out. But
We're going
we'll see,
to
because we
have
continue
local
to do
juices
the
and
work
yes,
in Carriacou, because of course
Yes,
we
yes,
still
yes,
doing the
yes,
work
yes.
in Carriacou, and we have been, as a church, we have been, kind of heavily involved in that area. But I am in. I mean, well, I would Saturday, but even if I ain't reach on the day, I starting to buy my things. So even if you are going to say, hey, I can't make it Saturday, well, here what now? Tell us the number again, because you could call and order your stuff. For real.
406-5672.
And we'll try to take pictures as soon as the booths are set up and start
Yes.
posting,
Yes.
so people
yes.
can see what's available, what's available for sale, and so
Yeah,
to
yeah.
come out and support. What we want people to do is to know what St. Paul's has created in terms of talent, in terms of passion, in terms of people who are super good at something or the other. We're just proud of where we are from.
Oh,
we are
yeah.
proud of our community, and this is us showcasing,
Yes.
giving people an opportunity, a marketplace to showcase their products and what they have done and what they've created and their talents. And it's just us getting some visibility in the public as well.
That is
Yes.
great. That is great. I love the effort. And, well, I don't want to say I wish you all the best. I pray that good success
Yes.
will meet this endeavor. May God bless the effort, bless the work of the Methodist community. And I know that you all are going to do well. The thing is going to come off. And congratulations on 125 years impacting the community. And I know for sure that the Methodist community has impacted our nation in many ways.
I
not
want to
just
say
education.
it takes a lot to survive.
Yes.
Oh,
125
yes.
or
Come on.
200 years
Yes.
to keep
Oh, yes.
something going. A lot of things we have known in
Start
Grenada
and
start and
Yep.
end, and it's it's good resilience in the people, in the people of God, to keep that faith going.
Definitely.
And when at the farewell for Superintendent Prescott,
right,
Bishop Harvey mentioned that ministers may go and come, but one thing that is sure and that remains in our community and in our churches is the faith of the people.
Amen.
Because 20 years from now, and in the 50 years, somebody 100 years, 75 years from now may be celebrating the 200th anniversary, and the church will still be there.
Amen.
And we may have gone, but the church will still be there. You know, so I mean, the church has been through a lot. I mean, World War I, World War II, all the upheavals of the 1950s, the 1970s, the Revolution period, and on and on and on, and we've survived all of that.
Only by God's grace.
Right.
Amen. So, ladies, thank you so much again for coming. It was a pleasure. I never knew that just one little program about just one little thing for a day would have come out with all of this, but I'm really glad to have had you all on the program. Blessings on the efforts again. For those of you who have been listening and viewing us today, please come out, right? I mean, not begging you to come out because, oh my God, if you don't come, no, people will come. But we are encouraging you all to come out. So that's not tomorrow Saturday, it's next week Saturday, the 31st of August. So God's blessings until I chat with you next Friday, God's will. Goodbye.
You are my strength, strength like no other, strength like no other, reaches to